who should be protecting the Public Protector? That's what Advocate Dali Mpofu wanted to know from Zambian Public Protector Caroline Zulu-Sokoni today. Now, Mpofu, as you know, is representing suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane as the National Assembly's Section 194 Committee resumes their inquiry into her fitness to hold office. Last year saw months of testimony from witnesses called by evidence leaders. But today, Mkhwebane's Zambian counterpart a continued testimony in her defence. eNCA's Heidi Giokos, following proceedings, she joins me now with all the details. Hello, Heidi, in Cape Town. This has been such a long-running issue, it's easy to lose track. Just bring us very briefly up to speed and why Dali Mpofu's called on the Zambian Public Protector.
Yes, so I think it's critical to remember that this inquiry took a short break over the festive season, and today was the first day that it resumed for 2023. But it is, of course, a little bit behind. We do understand that there were weeks of delays given the various court applications that have been brought forward by suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane and her legal team, Dali Mpofu. That, of course, delayed it a number of times, but eventually, the inquiry said they are starting. They started in July last year, but there has been delay after delay. And we do know that this witness, the Zambian Public Protector, is the third witness that is speaking basically in defense of Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane, speaking about perhaps the role she plays as a Public Protector. And the reason why I think many are asking is, why would the Zambian Public Protector be brought in? But it all has to do with speaking about the processes of being a Public Protector, international standards and law that Public Protectors abide by, and the Zambian Public Protector specifically being questioned about who should protect a Public Protector, given the fact that the Public Protector is appointed by Parliament, and currently Parliament is having an inquiry looking at a possible impeachment process against Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane. So a very important question asked by Dali Mpofu, which of course represents Busisiwe Mkhwebane, and I think we should listen to what the Zambian Public Protector had to say about sometimes the lines being blurred, because Parliament appoints a Public Protector, but also a Public Protector will call out Parliament and government officials when doing the work of a Public Protector. So sometimes those lines are blurred, but let's listen in what the Zambian Public Protector had to say about that.
You have said in your previous question that I think 90% of the charges are emanating from court judgments.
Yes.
So if that is the case, the precedent has already been set. And if there is another court judgment that comes out and that favors the office of the Ombudsman, then it's taking into account procedural fairness, then that judgment must also be taken into account by the body that is looking into the matter. I think it's just fair, it's only fair that if some judgments have been tabled before a body that is hearing a matter, and those are adverse to the person, and then some other judgments that are in the favor of that person come out, and those are not accorded the same and equal attention by that body that is hearing the matter, then there's been some unfairness, and this involves the issue of a person's rights.
All right, so that's the Zambian Public Protector talking about the role of courts regarding the work of the Public Protector. You'll remember, of course, that Busisiwe Mkhwebane has had a number of her findings overturned in court. Let's link back now to what we were chatting about earlier, essentially who looks after the Public Protector and the threats that the Public Protector might face. Let's take a listen.
Of the three arms of government, who should protect the Public Protector?
The reason why we say the Office of the Ombudsman should be accountable to Parliament is because through the system of checks and balances of the separation of powers, you want to ensure that the Ombudsman reports to a body which it does not investigate. That is the protection that is accorded to the Ombudsman.
So which of the three should protect the public?
The legislature.
Thank you. Which of the three arms is most likely to pose a threat to the public protector?
Because the Ombudsman investigates the executive, so the executive is the branch that is most likely to erect these barriers to the work of the Ombudsman to ensure that the Ombudsman does not work effectively. But I must state here again that the judiciary also offers a protection in that it gives the Office of the Ombudsman the powers to make all the orders of which are equivalent to a high court during the course of investigations. So these two protections work very well. And then that at the end of the day, the report doesn't lay hidden in somebody's desk. It has to go to the legislature to ensure that it is it gets compliance from the executive.
All right, so that's the Zambian Public Protector, one of the witnesses called to defend our Public Protector. We know that Busisiwe Mkhwebane's term anyway ends in October this year. We're heading into February now. How soon before this process is actually wrapped up and a decision is made?
Well, that's the thing, Sally. I think that's the biggest challenge here, and it's definitely being used throughout this inquiry by Busisiwe Mkhwebane's legal representative, Dali Mpofu, that they've been subjected to this process for the past 7 months. There have been a number of court applications that have been rejected and have been brought forward to perhaps try and delay the end of this inquiry. And I think this is what everybody's waiting for, to see how soon this is actually going to end. They should have possibly been very close to the end of witnesses and cross-examinations of various witnesses, but that is not happening, and there of course have been a number of delays. We do understand that the Zambian Public Protector will most likely finish tomorrow by midday, and then we do understand that the possibility of former Public Protector Zulu Madonsela will be subpoenaed to be before this inquiry and of course be questioned and cross-examined. So it seems as though there might still be a number of witnesses that will have to testify throughout this inquiry, but there isn't much time. The estimation is probably March, April, and of course they will need to then submit their final report, and of course a decision then will need to be made. But they don't have much time on their hands. Time is of the essence, and I just want to quickly add on to a very important point that the Zambian Public Protector touched on after a question was asked by Dali Mpofu that they've been subjected to this process for 7 months, and all the Public Protector wanted to do was better the lives of the poor, of the poorest, and get government officials to provide those basic services. And the Zambian Public Protector indicating that the Public Protector's office is there to serve, and the institution must be protected at all costs. It should be a fair process, and those charges and counts that have been put forward against the Public Protector need to be looked at and considered very closely. So I think it's interesting that the Zambian Public Protector was asked to come in and testify, and we'll obviously be hearing a little more from her tomorrow, and then we'll wait and see what comes Wednesday, if it will be the former Public Protector Zulu Madonsela.